Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it says I'm live now. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. All right, bye. Fuck. Okay. All right, guys. I do not know what's going on with this new delay and why it's getting out of whack. March 30th. I just think I'm gonna open up a different chat. Okay, I should be back. Fucking YouTube, man. I don't even know if it's something I'm doing because this was never a problem. Let me know if you guys are back with me. That was a nice exact of the last race at Gulfstream, too. Okay, it seems like we'll see if this delay. Hey, Mizzou man, let me know if you're back in here. I was able to pull up my charts. All right, Parsons back. I think Mizzou man was the guy that was talking about the Florida Derby, and I was able to look up March 30th. Well, yeah, Oaklawn is 2 minutes. That's not where the delay is happening, though, Bill. Well, you should hear that respond. Okay, yeah, you know what? So dirt routes, you're right. That day, there was 4 dirt route races. 3 of them were stakes. One of them was a maiden special weight. The winning post positions that day was 4, 4, 6, and 7. So yeah, you do kind of look right that maybe a Florida Derby day, it was not a rail day. Uh, and then there was only 2 dirt sprints. One was won by the 2-hole. One was won by the 5-hole. That's a little trickier to call. But yeah, they've always scraped the track and sometimes they do. You're right though. I know they usually the big theory was they always scrape the tracks for faster times. This is something I'm going to have to research and figure out what the hell this delay is happening for. Florida Derby, man, there was one Super Chalk, and that Florida Derby day, there was one Super Chalk, and then the rest of the horses were won by 4-to-1s and higher. All right, let's see where we're at. So what are we? We're going into the 4th race. So we got the 4th race. We got a 6 furlongs, claiming 6,000 to lifetime on the dirt. Let me get my winning bet. So I already put the warning there. We might be having I just changed that bit rate. Is lower than the recommended bit rate. Man, I can't mess with this. So, anyways, I did put it out that this track might not be. This track might be a little different today. It might be. I don't know what this means. Man. Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to figure this out because this is killing us. This is killing me. I can't be on a delay that's this crazy. All right, I'm still gonna try to look at this race. So the one horse inside the track was good last race. He was average, slow. He was 2 by 7. 2 races ago, he had the inside the track again, average, slow. The two horse. 3 races ago is when he start dropping in class. The two horse average. He matched strides with the slowest winner of the day. 2 races ago, he went fast at the first call. That was at a mile. He's dropping in class a bit. Everyone's dropping in class. The 3 horse dropping in class a little bit. Doesn't show any real front speed. Last race, he was average, slow. The 4 horse, average, fast last race. Dropping in. Wow. So far, every horse. So this looks like this is going to be a little bit stronger of a $6,000 race. The 4 looks kind of good here. Oh, 5-2. The 5 horse dropping in class. Everyone's cutting price here. Average. No front speed though. Coming off the back. 6 is dropping from last race. He went fast for the first 2 calls. Slowed it down. He was in the 9 hole. That's never good at Gulfstream. That's a little tempting right there. And we got the We got the 7 horse. Inside the track was good last race. He gets an asterisk. He was on the outside. Oh, that was a little lower. That was at this class, actually. He's been at this class for the last 2 races. 2 races ago, he was fast, average, slow, so he's been giving it up at this level. 3 races ago is when he started dropping. Let's see. He was dropping. He tried. I don't like the 7. He's come close to winning this race, but he's had a lot of he's had 4 chances at this race and still haven't won. He's on the outside. To me, this race is probably going to be run by one of the newer droppers, I would guess. I mean, I kind of want to be about this one still. And I like the 4 a bit. Who got real speed here? No, I'm not seeing anyone with real front end engine on them. The 1 has no real front speed. I think I like the 1, 2, 4 boxed here. 1's the only, or 2's the only horse I could do a win bet on. I'm gonna give this rail one more shot. I'm gonna play a 1, 2, 4 box, and I'm gonna bet the 2 to win. I should be able to get this all in. And I don't like neither of the outside horses. So if this 7 or 8 wins, this might be the race that convinces me that it might be an outside track. I didn't go very heavy this race. I wanted to fill this race out. And you know what? This track, I mean, right now I'm leaning towards maybe this is an outside track today. Like I said, man, if this 7 or 8 wins this race, I'm really gonna. Okay, here's the 4 gearing up, and he went wide. Can I get a 4-2 exacta? Because the 1's just waiting forever. Come on with this 2. Come on with this 2. Ah, shit. Is there going to be objection with this 7 horse? I might have an objection claim there. I might. I'm going to have to. I think this race is putting a little bit of doubt, quite a bit of doubt about this rail right now. I thought there was a point where this 7 interfered on the 2. That's my only hope for this exacta, but I don't know. There might not be objection. I thought I seen something during the race, but maybe not. I might be hoping. I think we might be looking at a adjustment here. See, I always said I don't want to make an adjustment after one race, but right now there's 3 out of 4 races where the outside of the track won. The 7 has not been running well, in my opinion. He looked dangerous on the outside. I said if he ran well, I even think the 8 ran kind of well. And maybe there won't be an objection. I was just hoping I seen something, but there doesn't look like there's going to be an objection. And you know what? Probably rightfully so. So I'm a little confused because it came in 4721. We got the inside horses. Man, I well, no, Elliot, that rail bias is usually it's usually really good on a wet day, and it's really good on your day to day, and usually day to day it's dry. The problem is when this track is drying out. Sometimes it changes. We tend to struggle. I tend to struggle there. The track was wet yesterday. It had another day of drying out. Uh, I have no doubt that it'll go back to normal. It's just kind of wind. When that track is sloppy, it was wet yesterday, and it was still all inside yesterday. So it came in 4721. I'm a little I'm a little oh, is that the problem? I think I might have found the problem. Except I can't change it live while we're streaming. I think I see where the problem is. I think I see where the problem is. I just don't know if I can fix it. Is that delay getting really out of hand again? Check your text. It was too long for here. Hey, how's Aqueduct doing? Are they running prices today, or has it been kind of chalky today? Let's see. I'm going through the results at Aqueduct right now. Just curious what's going on. Ooh, they had another 1 to 2. Oh, Jesus. Oh, they had a $14 horse and an $8 horse and a 1 to 2. So it hasn't been terrible at Aqueduct. Hey, I'm going to try to do something on the stream real quick. It might go down for a minute, but I think I can do it real quick. Let's see if this goes right back. I think we'll still be live. I don't know if that's going to fix it. I don't know. Oh, all of a sudden I'm having freaking problems with this shit. Is my chat still working? I think it should still be good out there. We got 2 minutes to Aqueduct, 11 minutes to Oaklawn. What did they do in Oaklawn's second race? 6:10. It might be outside over there. I don't know. 6:10, 11? I'm just going to flip on Aqueduct right now. Watch that race. Seems like I can flip my races there. What do we got at Gulfstream?
1 minute.
Uh-oh. Is the chat still working? I think my chat's still working. Oh, that's Laurel getting in the gate. All right, thanks, guys. Sorry about these difficulties. I'm gonna have to try to figure out what the hell's going on. Well, other than that 1-2 shot in the second race, it hasn't been terrible. This is why I like having more than one track, but I don't know if it matters right now when I'm struggling with this delay. Shit, that Exacta last. Oh, that Exacta underpaid terribly. That Exacta only paid $35 for $1 at 4.7. But the 7 paid $25 to place. Wow. Huh. 4.7. All right, I'm going to try to watch Aqueduct with you guys. Oh, Parsons going to take a shot at Oaklawn Park. Five looked like he got a head start at Aqueduct. That was a nice break. Oh, 3-5 though. Yeah, Matt texts me. He thinks that bias might have switched to the outside today at Gulfstream. I'm definitely leaning towards that. It's putting a real crimp on what I'm going to do. And I tell you what, I'm not sure speed's doing real good there either. Hello? Jesus. Oh, this 3 to 5 is hooked at Aqueduct. Is he hooked or is he just toying? He looks hooked. He looks hooked and done. I think this 3 to 5 might not hit the board. And I don't have to think anymore. He's not going to hit the board. All right. I'm going to go back to now I want to watch Oaklawn. Oaklawn has about 6 minutes to post. I think I'll be able to watch that without interfering with Gulfstream. All right, Ronald. Hey, my. Hey, Ronald, you trying to watch this on your phone? Oh, thanks for joining us. Okay, so now Elliot's saying it seems like we're in a decent time again without the delay. Hopefully, oh shit, what just happened here? Okay. Hopefully we'll be all right. I'm just so distracted with that. Okay, so I'll just look at the fifth race. So right now, I haven't went for really too much of anything yet today. And with this switch, possibly this outside looking a little bit better today, uh, I'm gonna change. I know I always say I give it a few races, and so far it seems like 3 races. It's supporting kind of the outside, but when I make this adjustment right now, I'm probably going to cut down the bets that I normally do. Uh, might even end up watching more. I always say during the championship meet, I do cut down my plays uh, at Gulfstream. So, anyways, we got a 5 furlongs dirt, maiden special weight on the turf. This one horse is stepping back up to maiden special weight for the first time. He was slow, and Matt strides with the slowest winner last race. I don't have any. I don't keep track of Delmar. I don't know how good those races were. He did win a race and got disqualified. So actually, he did win a race, but not for his record. He's still a maiden. Let's see what else is out there. The 2 horse, Every Right to Improve. He tried to do a closing move on the turf at Gulfstream. That's never good coming from 7 lengths out. I usually need you to be 3 lengths out at the farthest. He was slow. You know what? I think I remember this race. This race is just going to be a ton of first-time starters. The 3, 4 first-time starters, a 6 a first-time starter, 7, 8, 9 first-timer. This is a race that I can't even play anyways. On a day that I was convinced about the inside, I could take a stab with the inside horses. But right now, I'm not convinced. This is a good race for me right now. This is a good race for me to sit out, get a little bit of information on this track, possibly. But this is not a race for me. Yeah, this is not a race for me. So I can't really take a stab here at all. First time starters are just not in my game. I guess in a way right now I don't want the 1 or 2 to win. I'd rather it be an outside wide move because I'd rather just get a trend cemented in my mind so I can know how to attack the later races possibly. Uh, if the one wins, it's kind of going to make me go nuts thinking, well, maybe it is inside, maybe it's outside, maybe it's fair. That's the worst part to be when you're a biased handicap. Yeah, I know this is off the turf. Did I say turf? Yeah, I knew it was off the turf. Uh, thanks. Yeah, but I can't play this race, so we're watching. I wish I had something else I can throw in there. I guess I'm just going to take a look at Oaklawn and watch this race. Oaklawn's probably going to go off first just because, well, I don't know if Oaklawn's dicks around at the post or if they go. So I guess right now I'll be rooting for, I think Parsons put out an Oaklawn play here. It looks like he's 3-4 over to 3-4-6. Those look like, I think those are exactas. Yeah, those are exactas. I'm going to try to Google on my phone about this delay issue. Oh, it says to go to my YouTube Live dashboard. Yeah, I should be able to figure this out, but just I can't do it live. So we need the persons need the 3 or 4 to win here. He has a 3-6. I never even tried to watch it on the phone and toggle between 2 different things. You need this 3 to either gut it out or you need the 4 to come flying. 3's fighting, 3's trying. Ugh. Looks like 6-3. Damn, getting beat by these damn chalks. All right, let's see. Hopefully Gulfstream is ready to go off. Is Bill still here? Hey Ronald, can you come and fix my tech problems? You might be the tech guy in the chat room figuring that out. Let's see, what does Not Sure and Mizzou Man have going? Looks like you guys are firing at Aqueduct right now, huh? Oh, they're so slow at Gulfstream.
Approaching the gate, last chance to get involved on the Friday Rainbow Six.
All right. Wow, this is a tough race to start a Rainbow Six with. Hey, if the 7 or 8 wins, I might be convinced on the outside of the track here. I'm almost rooting for 7, 8, or 9. I just want to know which way to go. Yeah, being a biased player, when you're not sure about the bias, that's the worst place to be. Even if you're sure but you're wrong, you can kind of survive or continue playing. But when you're not sure, it's a tough way to go. And what's even worse is when the track turns up to be fair. I don't want a fair track. All right, finally, here's the Gulfstream race. Two got out. Hey, what's up, Billy? Yeah, I hope it's fixed, man. I'm not sure at all either way. I'm definitely, before the next time I try to do a YouTube stream, I'm gonna try to look and try to figure it out. This is what I didn't want to happen at Gulfstream. See, now we got all the inside horses. The one circled and one, man, I just don't know right now. We might be just looking at a fair damn track. It might be all it is. It's really hard to tell. I mean, the 4 was bet down to 4 to 5, but he was also a first time. I think, yeah, he was a first time starter. You really don't know the quality of him. 2 ran a good race, sucking up on the inside. I think he finished 3rd. The 1 horse wins the race. He ran on the rail in the backstretch, angled off. in the stretch. I just don't know. I mean, yeah, one wins. He was outside, but if you remember, when I talk about this bias track, even on the days that I'm sure the inside is good, it's the 1 through 3. They still angle wide in the stretch. I really think the best part of the track when that bias is strong, I think it's the back stretch and around the turn is where you want to be on the inside. A lot of people think that a bias is all the way around the track. When you have equal talented athletes, kind of, a bias might not just be a single path around the track. A lot of times, it could be part of the track, 50% of the track. It's not necessarily, unless you have a true golden rail where the horses that are hugging the rail, there's all different kinds of biases. And even at Gulfstream, I think I told Caleb a while back that, watching that stretch at Gulfstream is a little deceiving because a lot of times it's still the 1, 2, 3 swinging wide. But I said, watch, the beginning of the race to see where they're at. It's tricky. I've said more than once that, biases are tricky. There's a lot of hocus pocus involved in biases. You can't even prove that they're real. I kind of try to prove it with results, like hitting, like that $800 exacta last night. When something happens like that, Mizzou Man is sticking to, he does not think the inside is where you want to be. And the 8 and the 7 still completed the top 5. Yeah, it could just be a fair damn track today. Which does me no damn good. We haven't seen anything special in the odds today either. The 7 was the closest thing. That $25 place horse in the last race was the closest thing we've seen to a price today. I think other than that, everything's been below. It hasn't been chalky. I don't think it's been chalky today. You guys know me. If it's a chalky day, I tend to get killed, or I have the potential to get killed. There was a $4 horse in the first race. The second race was an $8 horse. The third race was an $8 horse. So useful horses. It's not like it's been a chalk fest. Even the fourth race, you got a 2-1 winning, but you got a nice place horse. On chalky days, I don't mind days where they're mid, 2-1s to 3-1s, but there's potential in the exactas. I don't mind days like that. And then the last race, this race was a $9. So it hasn't been completely chalky, but it hasn't been the bombs that we want. That's for sure. And I mentioned before the race, this one winning would kind of be the biggest turd in my punch bowl because to me, I want to hold on to this inside. I really want to hold on to this inside. But it might, yeah, I agree with you. You caught what I was saying about, the back stretch. It might be okay to be on the rail and it might help you, but you're also noticing these horses are angling. They're definitely angling. Hey, thanks for saying I do make sense, though. But I've had days that in the winter especially. It's a weird thing. I think it happens more in the winter than any other part of racing. Uh I love winter racing, especially in cold climates like Ohio, Kentucky. I would say New York, but New York we got problems with field sizes usually. But I remember years ago spotting a bias. I don't remember what track it was. I remember it was a winter kind of low circuit kind of a track. And I was convinced the bias was the first 20 feet out of the gate. It was so weird. And after watching, like, so you guys know that I believe that race watching and making adjustments is a real skill. And I spotted this bias, and I swear it was at the starting gate for the first 20 yards out of the gate. And what was going on is the outside horses were breaking like they had a freaking head start. Like horses that were confirmed closers were breaking on top, getting over to the inside, and being able to win every race that day. And I caught on to it. I don't know, maybe it was the fourth or fifth race and had a really good day. And it happened for 2 days. I want to say it was Ohio. It happens for 2 days straight. And that third day, they ran the first two or three races, and the same thing was going on. And then they canceled the card. Uh, I think it was kind of like a sleeting, kind of almost like a frozen rain kind of situation. And I still remember that bias. And then when they came back to racing, it obviously disappeared. And I think that that surface on the outside at the gate froze up or something and was super hard and allowed horses to just get out in front of everyone else and dominate the race. So that's probably when I developed the theory that biases aren't completely in a circle all the way around the track. And I'll tell you another thing, Gulfstream is kind of weird because I keep track of, I separate the tracks, the routes and the sprints. They run on different parts of the track. Hey, Billy, a bias is kind of a funny, it's kind of a tricky theory. And what it is you believe that a certain part of the track is more favorable than other parts of the track, like the rail might be good. And that's what we're talking about biases, or the rail might be bad. Uh, it's kind of tricky. It's kind of hard to prove. We tend to try to prove it with, if you're right about guessing so basically the theory is if you have a bunch of even athletes, right, you're looking for an edge. And I use a bias for an edge. Like the inside of the track. If I notice that all the, most of the winners of the day are coming from the inside, I'm able just to focus on the inside of the track and have a really good day. Uh, so that's kind of how a bias is. I'm not really good at explaining things, but it's kind of a advantage that's baked into the track. They come and go. They're hard to prove. Uh, so it's kind of a tricky thing, but it's a strong part of my handicap, if you can't tell, because that's all I seem to care about. You'll never hear me, talk about jockeys. I don't think they're a factor, and I know I get shit for that. Workouts, trainers. Uh, Mizzou man betting across the pond. To me, to me, it explains and makes sense of races that other people can't explain. For example, last night I told you guys in Discord I gave out a Stone Cold 2-horse exacta that paid $862. I had Notes Play. It was basically a heart horse that had a bad rail last race. And last night I thought that the outside of the track was favorable. It was a 10-7 exacta. You know, you often don't find close to $900 exacta. I used to see that at Thistledown. Hey, Mizzou man, are you out at Thistledowns? I used to love Ohio racing, and I used to go to all the tournaments in Ohio, and I had huge success out there on the tournament circuit in Ohio. But they got rid of all the big tournaments out there. I used to go to Beulah, Thistledowns, River Downs multiple times every year just to play in those tournaments, and that those are the tournaments that I qualified for the NHC. I think 2006, 2007, and 2009, and then Ohio kind of fell on hard times at around 2010, maybe 2011. Ohio became unplayable for quite a few years, and now I think Ohio's coming back. I think Ohio's racing coming back a little bit. I've been kind of keeping an eye on some of the Ohio stuff. They seem to be getting the cards, horses in the races now. But for a little while, they really fell on hard times, and you could not get, you were just looking at 5 and 6 horse fields every race. Yeah, I never looked at UK racing. I don't know how you guys handicap that shit without running lines and internal fractions. I don't even understand how you guys play the game. The game's completely different out there, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys just use those ratings and what the hell you guys are looking at out there. You probably like that kind of racing better, but maybe it's weird for you to look at these fractions that we're looking at. I can't function without the first 2 fractions. All you guys got is the finish times of the race. To me, that's crazy. That when I handicap these American races, I don't even care about the finish times. Yeah, you guys got those those jump races too. That's crazy. For years in American racing, I only played sprints. Back 30 years ago, for years, I never played sprint or never played a route races and refused to even handicap turf races. I probably just started playing turf within the last maybe 5 years. It's not bad to specialize. So let's see what we got. We got 10 minutes to the next race at golf. Oh, jeez. All right, guys. I can't even get excited for the next race at Gulfstream. I really wish I picked up a second card today. We got a 3-horse race here. And I don't mean like 3 contenders. I literally mean there's only 3 horses in the race. Yeah, this race is not for me at all. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to have 2 races that look this bad, but man. Hey, that's where I made my chops at, the DRC. I never missed a day from when I was 18 to when they closed. I live right by, well, I used to live right by there in Redford, the city right next to Livonia. And they sold that track. They sold that track. Ladbroke bailed on us. And I still refuse to do any shopping at that Myers. I still look at you can still look at the old photos of DRC online. I still look at those and remember the good old days. That's where I learned how to handicap, old DRC. I think I told the story. That's the first track that I caught a big long shot off of a confirmed stiff job by the leading jockey out there. I'm not going to say his name. It was a confirmed stiff job. Uh, yeah, the running style is different from America. We concentrate on speed. You guys do those patient rides. There's more rating. You guys like to ride different out there too. It is completely different game. I still don't know. I don't know how you guys don't have eternal front. I've always wondered. I've always wondered if someone would set up, could sneak on the could sneak on a European track. This is my theory. Could someone sneak on a European track, install electric timer that as soon as the horses pass, they could get the fractions, the internal fractions of a race, and then chart the race. They could do that with video. Would they have a huge advantage? I would think they would have a huge advantage over the other players. Billy, you should try to do that. You should try to sneak on the track, put up some hidden timers at the different points of calls, have that feed to your computer, charts all the races, and you might be $1 million handicapper with that edge. I've actually wondered if anyone ever tried that. To me, it would be a huge advantage. You could know what paces are fast, what paces are slow. If you're the only one doing it at the track and have that information, to me, that would be huge. I don't even understand why American company doesn't do that and offer that information to their American players. To me, that would be a huge advantage. Oh, about that jockey stiffing the horse. I'm not going to say his name. He was 3-1. I remember. This horse jumped out the gate. This jockey put a hammer hold on the horse, brought him all the way back to fourth place. It was a sprint race. By the top of the stretch, this horse took off again, grabbed the lead again. This leading jockey there put a hammer hold on him, and I'm yelling, I'm going nuts. This horse went all the way back, lost like 3-4 lengths, let everyone pass him again. And then this horse came back on around the turn. At the top of the stretch, he made a menacing move, then tired out. And I remember having a good ticket on him, showing everyone the replay that would listen to me. And you know how when you're bitching at the track, unless your buddy's got bets on the same horse, No one seems to care. You know, you're just crying in the wind. The day goes on. Horse players can have the worst things happen to them. Stiffs right in front of their face. There's no outcry. And I remember that was on a Sunday. They used to have night racing. So I remember it being a night race. And I remember that jockey not appearing for the next couple weeks. And I remember back then in the Daily Racing Form, there used to be extra written up. I think it was the Daily Racing Form, or maybe it was the charts, the Daily Racing Form charts that they used to put out in the book form. Remember those? And I remember finding that this leading jockey, that the stewards brought him into the room and made him sit for a certain amount of time for the ride on that hot horse. And I remember, so the horse comes back and he's like 20 some to 1. And I unloaded everything on this horse. And he won easily. And that was the first time that I ever seen what I thought was a confirmed stiff job. I mean, this jockey ended up getting banned from multiple jurisdictions. And he's still riding. I'm not going to say his name. But that was the first horse that I ever seen where even the stewards agreed with me that it was a blatant stiff job. And I still got great memories of the tickets I cashed that day. But that's my DRC story. And his career went nowhere. And I know that a lot of the once DRC. Hey Sully, I go to Discord. The way I get to Discord, so it's not my room in Discord. And I'm not as active as I used to be. But you can go to I found this the Discord horse racing. See, all I click is a icon and I get it. But you can get the invite by going through Reddit Horse Racing. Reddit Horse Racing, and their invite is to the right of the page. It's a horse racing Discord. There's a lot of good handicappers there. It's just kind of a free for all room. Turf. I used to give out picks all the time, and then I went to this. The guys that run it are pretty cool. There's some a-holes in there, but for the most part, it's a pretty good thing. That's why I stopped being as active in it, because I came here. But nights like I let, when you see me in the room, a lot of guys know that they can private chat with me in there. So if you want to go in there, just go to Reddit, go to horse racing. I think there's a couple horse racings through Reddit, but it's the American horse racing. It's not the UK. It's the Reddit horse racing with the bigger with more people in it. I think there's like 7 or 10,000 members in it now. I think a lot of guys in here been in Discord throughout the years. But sometimes I give out picks. If you see Popo, my screen name is Popo. You can just DM me. Last night I was putting the picks out in the public room. And if I knew how to, I'm using my Mac, or I get to it on my Mac. If I knew how to do it, get there on this other laptop computer, I would have just showed you how to get there. But I don't know how to do it all the way. There's some guys in the chat room might be able to tell you exactly how to get there. Let's see. I just go to Reddit, and then okay. So once you get to Reddit, I go to r/horse racing. Did my phone just go dead? No, it didn't. So I went to r/horse racing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the mobile site. You'll be able to see it on a full. So I can't see the invite on my phone. But on your if you're at a regular computer, possibly even your laptop, you'll be right over there to the right, and I think you'll be in green. I was thinking about doing Discord. I didn't want to compete with the other channel. And I don't know what it takes to run that. I know the guys that run it are on it all the time. And I'm an old man. I don't know if I know how to set up Discord. And then when you get to that Discord, they have different rooms. They got like the Florida room. That's where you do your Florida racing. The Turfway is under Midwest is best, I think. They got the NRA for the New York races, but yeah, last night it definitely would have been worth it because I think I gave out 4 plays, and if you just played those 3 plays, so I gave out an $860 exacta for $2, along with the winner on top of 30. I think he paid $37. Then I gave out 11 horse. I want to say he was 12 or 13 to 1. And I also had the exact on that. That paid I think $81 for $2. And then the last race I gave out a 6 to 5, but I think a 10 or 11 to 1 ran second. And I think that exacta paid like $40. So last night it would have been worth it on a $2 bet. You could have turned that into like $1,000 would have been nice. I'm not always that hot. And here's the 3-horse race. There was no interest in that. I couldn't even fake to go through a 3-horse race, man. Well, it looks like it's going to be either a 3 to 5 or a 4 to 5. Oh, this is brutal. I don't think he can get past 23 and 40. Well, maybe. Yeah, that's a no-go race. Wait a minute. Let's see. Linda Rice is my nemesis. Oh, Mizzou Man is saying you can get internal fractions in UK. They are offered by some folks, but because of the style the horses are run there, they are mostly useless race to race, track to track. Huh. Oh, so there is a way to get the internal fractions. Well, you know what I remember reading about back in the day? I'm pretty sure it's true. I don't know where I read it. I think I read about a jockey, an American jockey that teamed up with a legendary gambler. And from what I read is back in the day, they didn't sit on the horses like they sit at now. They used to laugh and call it American monkey style or something. And this first gambler, because for some reason it seems like the gamblers have more knowledge about what's going on at the track than the track people, convinced this jockey to sit up in the stirrups and ride a certain way. That they used to laugh and called it monkey style or something like that because they look like little monkeys up, the way they sit on a horse. So what I gather is they used to run sitting in a saddle back in the day, or early when horse racing was early, and this jockey started winning races, and people started copying him. And this jockey ended up going with this gambler overseas to Europe and dominating the circuit. And I think that they were saying that he was winning like at a 40% clip. And that's how, from what this article that I read, is how these jockeys started riding, how they ride today. That was all based on a gambler thinking that there was an edge and convincing a single jockey to do that, and now everyone rides that way. Some of you guys might know your history and probably know who I'm talking about, but I think I read that article back in the Racing Form or maybe a Turf magazine or something. All right, hopefully we'll have some plays at Gulfstream. At least the next race is a cheap. Next race is 7 furlongs on the dirt, claiming 12.5. Well, everything's on the dirt. We still got a lot of time for this. Well, my first idea of the Pegasus my first thought on the Pegasus was this. So when I was talking about the Pegasus, I talked about it on yesterday's show, but I deleted yesterday's show because it just turned into me bitching. And like I said, an 8-minute delay. I didn't want to leave it up. But my first thought of the Pegasus was just me knowing how Gulfstream normally runs. And tomorrow you're going to want to watch the track very carefully. I'm hoping that the inside returns. So that's how I start my handicapping. So I really want the inside to return, and I want the inside to return because I think Brody Meister is going to get some plays, and if the inside's good, I don't think he has a shot. I thought Mucho Gusto was going to be played, and I don't think he got a shot. I think Brody Meister is in the 10 hole or 12 hole, and I thought Mucho Gusto was in the 9 or 10 hole. So I was thinking I was thinking everything inside of Omaha Beach. I know Omaha Beach got scratched, but I seriously would be looking I don't know the 1 and the 3 horse. I don't remember who they are, and even the 4 horse. Tax is the only name that I kind of know who he is. I thought that I'd be looking at the inside of the track, and I thought I might be looking at Tax and seeking the gold maybe, but I'm not sure. And if this track is not inside today, it might not be inside tomorrow. So everything that I might be thinking today may or may not apply tomorrow. Uh, I don't like handicapping early because I like letting trends guide me. You guys heard me say more than once that I don't want a fair track ever. I like making adjustments, and I'm hoping that the rail's just good tomorrow. I think Tax is in the 2 hole, and I think that'll help him. But the other thing about the Pegasus, Ronald, is I don't really get into big races. They're not my thing. I've had monster hits. Oh, the Derby, I'm terrible at in the Derby races. I was stone cold against Maximum Security. All my videos were about how Maximum Security was going to lose badly last year. It's arguable that he probably was the best horse, but we'll never know. Uh, but I'm not the type to get really excited about big races. I'd rather when I started concentrating on the game, I knew early on. I realized early on that these low price horses were the bread and butter, and to me, if you can master them or have your edge there, you get a lot more plays than sitting around waiting for big Saturdays. Uh, so I kind of dabble in the big races, but I don't get excited for them at all. The last big race I got excited for was, I think, I don't remember if it was the Preakness or the Belmont. I hit that exacta with win in the 4 horse at like 80 to 1, 60 to 1, and I gave that exacta out. I gave it out to Parsons, and I gave it out on Discord, I remember. But that was more of a biased play that day too. I think it was win. When the track is playing fairly, I don't know if it makes a difference in the odds board. What I think it makes a difference. This is what I enjoy. This is what I enjoy about a bias. I don't want a fair track. When a track is playing fairly, you got to focus on everybody. If you notice, I like to narrow down in an area. If I think it's a speed favoring track, I can throw out closers and not worry about them. I think that's more of the part. I think horse racing is just a lot of ill-informed people and a lot of people chasing bad bets. Uh, I don't know where I'm going there. I don't know if a fair track means any less long shots. I don't know if it means chalks win more. Yeah, I don't know if that's true either way. The betting public makes enough mistakes on their own. So I don't know if that's necessarily true. Uh, who's Diamond Oops? I don't know who Diamond Oops is. Yeah, Tacticus, or however you say his name, was my big Derby choice. I fell in love with the Tampa Bay Derby, and that was the wrong way to go. I will say about last year's Derby though, Country House was the most difficult horse for me that whole year because I loved him in every race going up to the Derby. On the Derby show, me and Bill had enough of him. We were just fed up with loving that horse. That horse had 100 excuses. Every race leading up to the Derby, I gave that horse an asterisk. And I remember saying the night before, or no, I think we did it live, and I think I said to Bill, at 35-1, we got to consider this horse again. He went up from then, and Bill's like, fuck that, I'm done with the horse. And I listened to Bill. All I was going to do was a win bet on him, and that's a bet I regret not making. I gave up on that horse at the wrong time. Derby's not my thing. It's just not my thing. I think Euclid. I think Parsons is telling me it was the Preakness that I loved win in the exact. I think that exact paid 400 some dollars for a dollar. All right, we got time. I'll start the golf stream again. Let's see what we got. So we got 7 furlongs claiming 12.5 on the dirt. Okay. I don't got to keep saying it. I'm not sure about how this track is playing. So I'm just gonna leave the bias or what I might be thinking about a bias out of it, and I'm just gonna go and I'm going to try to approach this race right now like I think that the track might just be fair. Uh, so this one horse, he came out slow last time. He made a nice fast middle move, earned the triangle there. Then he was slow for the finish. That's not the worst race. He was in the 7 hole of that race. I think that's a useful race right there. That was at this level. Before that race, it seems like I haven't marked. So before that race, he's been taking a drop. 2 races ago, at a little bit higher level, he was average. Yeah, I kind of think he might be a contender here. Let's just go through and see everyone first. The 2 horse looks like he's even money. Oh, let me get my betting window up. Okay, so the 2 horse, he matched strides with the slowest winner of the day for the first call. He was average at the next 2 calls. Inside of the track was good. He got an asterisk because he was outside. He was in the 6 hole. That's a real nice race. He just missed. I'm going to assume that's second by a neck or nose or something. I don't know why they don't give me a neck or nose, but it really doesn't matter. Or actually, it looks like he was second by 6 lengths. No, it looks like he was second by a K hair. They did, yeah, I think that is just he barely got beat. 2 races ago, he was slow, average, slow. He had the good part of the track. That was off of a layoff. Uh, he looks okay. He's going to be on a stalking kind of trip. Even money, I don't get excited about that. The 3 horse is actually he's dropping in class. He's never been this low. Remember, the yellow is just a class drop. I just added that for just do a little bit more. He was average, second at the 6 furlong mark. That was at a mile. He's mostly been running miles. I always put it out there. I don't like route to sprints. I know a lot of guys like that angle. To me, I hate that angle. He's 2-1. He's nothing for me to care about either way. The 4 looks slow, slow, slow. He was slow, slow. Matt strides with the slowest winner at the 6 furlong mark last race. This horse is a stalker closer. He's also been dropping in class, never been this low. Vicky Apple, the 5 horse, 1 race sample last race, so I can't do anything with that. 2 races ago, he came out fast, average. The inside was good. He popped the win there. 3 races ago, he was something's wrong. He's not slow, slow, slow. Oh wait, no, he can be slow, slow, slow. I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up. My vision. That was at a lower class. He just missed. I mean, this horse is in good form. I don't know how much I care about him because we got a bunch of horses dropping in class. This horse, for the most part, is kind of stepping back up in class. And a lot of times when I look at that, I like to look and see how many horses are dropping and how many horses are raising or how many horses are staying the same. He looks like he might be at a little disadvantage here. The 6 horse. Inside was good last race. He was in the 4 hole. It looks like he was 3 wide on the turn. He came out fast, average. That was at a 6 furlong sprint. I actually liked that race. That was at this level. 2 races ago at a little lower level. He just missed again. Bad rail. He was in the 2 hole. He was also steady. So I can give him an asterisk for that race. I think he's better than that race 2 races ago. 3 races ago, he was at this level. And before that, he was a bit higher. So far, no one's jumping out at me where I really want to jump in. Actually, that's wrong. So he has ran and competed a little bit better than these, a little bit lower. He's been all. Why did I do that twice in a row? That should be yellow. He's dropped, or I'm just signifying where he kind of made his drop at class. The 7 horse inside of the track was good last race. He was on the outside. He was also steadied. He was slow, kind of slow, slow, slow. 2 races ago, he was just average. That race got away from him at the finish. 3 races ago, he came out slow, average. He doesn't look like much to me. And that's all that's in this race. Oh, man. So no one's jumping out at so far in this race at me. So next step I tend to like to find the speed. I want to know who's going to get the lead. Maybe that sometimes help. The 1 horse looks like he can possibly be 2-3 lengths off the lead. 2 might have a shot at the lead. He's not a need the lead type. He's more of a raider, but someone's going to have to get the lead here. That's going to be a jockey decision. Here, let me try to catch up. I know. I like digging in on maximum security on you. Hey, he won 3-year-old horse of the year last night, if you care about that. But I don't think you could get paid off of that. The 3-horse might be the horse that I think is probably going to try. He's not a gunning for the lead type, but someone's going to have to get the lead here. Right now, I think it's probably going to be between the 2 and the 3. 4 doesn't want the lead. 5-horse has wired before, but he's not really. He's a little low in class. I doubt it if this horse goes for the lead. Now the 8-horse the 6-horse been running at a sprints. This might be another threat for the lead. See what I'm saying? When you look at your form, none of these horses are demanding the lead. 7 could be a possible. I don't care for him though. 7 would be a nice off the bias. Who ran against bias his last race? Man. I don't want to jump into a 3 to 5, that's for sure. I'm going to look at the next race real quick. I want to see if I could play a double. I don't like anyone this race, but I might be willing to go a few horses to a double. Let's see what we got here. There's 2 scratches. So it looks like a 6-horse race next race. Let me see. Next race is a 5 furlong, 50,000, 1X on the dirt. We got the 1 coming off a 1 race sample last race. He won 2 races ago. He was slow. That just looks like he chased. Oh no, that was on the turf. That's actually is slow on the turf. So this is a turf horse. It's hard to judge what he's going to go try to do on the dirt. I think he's going to go for the lead. 2-horse just looks average. 2 races ago, the inside was good. He was able to win on the inside. Man, none of my marks are making me want to go after this. Well, I don't really like the next race either. They're like almost boring me to death at Gulfstream. I'm still looking. I want to look up this 3-horse a little bit more at Gulfstream. Got to go all the way back to August though. Let's see, August 18. $46-2. Man, this horses have the rail almost every race. What is that? 728. I'm trying to dig to find something. I got a bad rail there. 22-3, 46. I'm a little interested in this 3 next race. $9.28. That doesn't look like a good rate. Wow, I got to really decide real quick. I'm such a glutton for this rail. I'm really having a hard time. I think I want to go a 2 and 3 next race. This is 7th race. I think I want to go a double. 2 and 3 in the next race. Man, do I want to go inside or outside here? This is where I'm not sure. I am doing a double. I'm doing a hand grenade double. I'm doing a 1, 2, 3.